Hey you guys, it's Rachel here with Senza Tempo Cane Corso. So, sorry I haven't been on. I've really been under the weather. I guess I always knew that it was going to be only a matter of time before I got sick. And so it happened. And anyway, I've just been trying to kind of get better. So, but today I was actually feeling pretty good and went out and was working with the dogs. And I was working with this girl, Zaffy, that we've got going on here. And I've really been in talks with her owners about some issues with her temperament. They were kind of struggling with her, and I had to kind of let them know that it wasn't really them, you know what I mean? That this, you know, I get people asking me all the time, like, what's the biggest problem in this breed? You know, like, what's the biggest health problem? And the truth is they're actually a pretty dang healthy breed. The biggest problem that I have come across in this breed is temperament. I've had to remove more dogs out of my kennel program for temperament than anything else. And unfortunately, I'm having to do it again. Having Zaffy over here actually really made me realize that I had a bad temperament in my group, and I guess I just had been kind of letting her get away with it because of the fact that she's such a beautiful dog, and I had so much money invested in her, and like I said, she's a beautiful dog, and it's very hard as a breeder to kind of walk away from a dog that is structurally so amazing just because of their temperament. But unfortunately, it's important, you know what I mean? In fact, it's more important than anything else, in my opinion. It really genuinely is. And so, it is with a heavy heart that I have to say goodbye to Gina. You know, she has a very weak temperament. She's not fearful. That's not what I would say about her. Like, I mean, she is fearful, but not like, she's not the kind of dog that is like skittish of new people or something. She's actually the kind of dog that would be overly enthusiastic and would probably jump all over you and this and that. But, you know, she's unstable. Like, if you try to, you know, like, I leash trained her, I had her on a leash and she did well. But the minute that you actually start, you know, like trying to get her to do things, she freaks out. You know, she can't take any kind of pressure. And the kind of dog that really needs an owner to help her with her confidence and to just kind of build it up and really work with her and train her and be very soft on her, and because she cannot handle any kind of pressure. And that's fine, you know, for an individual that wants to work with her like that. But as a protection breed, as a breed that is supposed to be able to handle some pressure, she doesn't have it, you know what I mean? Like she's the kind of dog that if somebody came and tried to hurt our family or something, she would be hightailing it in the opposite direction. And so I just can't have that in my pack. You know, it's, as I've told you guys before, the pack singles out, weak temperaments, and Velocity, her temperament is not as strong as the others, and that is why she tends to get targeted. However, it's nothing compared to Gina's. And I told you guys that. Remember, I told you guys that Gina was our new Omega. And I mean, it's so bad that the reality is, and I was talking with two of my breeder friends that I really respect so much. And she reminded me of whenever we went to Italy, how we were in this closed door meeting and they were talking about what they considered to be the biggest problem in the breed was a lack of character. And I'd completely forgotten about it. They don't use the word temperament, they use character. Preacher, come on, get over here. And so they were talking about it, and other breeders, structure, didn't really want to admit to it. But whenever we were there was some Russian kennel there, and they had these sequin jackets on, and they had 3 females and 1 male, and each female, there were 3 black females, and every single one of them had a bad temperament, a weak temperament. They were really skittish. They were kind of, you know, running around the ring. They were very scared. And they were just kind of constantly trying to look behind them, see what was behind them. Preacher, no sir, back over here now, move it, come. Now, preacher, move it, let's go. Good boy. And good boy, come on, all the way. And so, and I remembered that, and remember I told you guys there's a reason that I put music over the show, because there were people that were critiquing the dogs. And when those females came out, people were critiquing them because they were, you know, acting very skittish, really kind of keeping their butts right up underneath them, because it's kind of like they're scared of something, like getting behind them. And so they were really kind of bunching themselves up, trying to keep an eye on what was behind them. And the reality is that those females had been in plenty of shows. So there's no reason for them to be as scared as they were. And that is due to temperament. And so when you are dealing with a breed that is a protection dog, a dog that when is necessary is supposed to act in your defense, you can't have any instability in the temperament, because then that becomes a liability. And either a liability in the sense that they're going to bite somebody they shouldn't, or the liability in that they're going to run away from a threat, not charged to it. And so due to that, I can't keep Gina in my program. It is a big problem in the breed, the biggest problem in our breed, and I can't participate in breeding that kind of temperament just because a dog looks good, right? Everyone talks about how that's the biggest thing about show breeders, is how looks are more important than everything. And I call that the Kardashian effect. It's this whole idea that the most important thing about a breeding dog is the look of the dog. And unfortunately, that's not the reality. The most important thing about the breed should never be the way that they look. It should be the way that they act, right? First, temperament should be first and foremost. And then the way the dog looks should be after that. And so to be the responsible breeder that I am trying to be, I have to remove her from the program. It doesn't mean that I don't like her. It doesn't mean that I don't think she's beautiful. Of course I do, but I just can't do it. I really can't. I have a responsibility to be better than that. And so I'm going to be. And I'm just going to focus on the temperaments that I have. I'm going to focus on the lines that I have, and you know, really try to have a quality program versus quantity. I do still have a couple dogs coming in from overseas, but it's going to be a while before I get them, because I'm basically on a waiting list for those breedings. So, you know, when that happens, then I'll work with it then. But in the meantime, I'm going to have to move Gina on. So if you are interested in her, let me know. She's a beautiful dog. She's not a bad dog. She's not going to be a danger to anyone. In fact, it's quite the opposite. She's overly submissive. So, you know, she would be great with somebody who's just a really sweet person and just looking for a great pet, you know. Batista, or pardon me, Admiral, back over here now. Move it. Come on now. And, oh, yep. And, yeah, Batista over there making a fool of himself, getting in trouble. You don't ever see Admiral getting in trouble like that, because he's not such a goofball. Batista's a goofball. He's always getting himself in trouble. But anyway, but yeah, I don't want to be one of those breeders that makes exceptions for beautiful dogs that have bad character. I really want it to be the whole package. I want that when people buy a dog from me, to be buying a dog that is the complete package, you know, that's going to protect them, protect their family, be easy to train, be intelligent, and good looking. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to make eliminations from time to time. And I wanted to give her time to really see how she would turn out and kind of give her the opportunity to mature. But unfortunately, she's actually only gotten worse, not better. And so it's just one of those things where, as a breeder, you know, I have to do what's right for the whole gene pool and not necessarily what's easiest for my heart. And you would think, well, you know, why don't you breed her to a dog with a better temperament? But the reality is that as easily as that good temperament can be pushed on, it's just as easy as for a bad temperament to be pushed on. And unfortunately, bad temperament is just way too common in the breed right now. And I don't want it in my lines. You know what I mean? I don't want to breed it into mine. Hey, y'all quiet down. And so, you know, I feel like I've got really good temperaments in my line right now, and I just want to work with that instead of trying to work backwards by breeding a bad temperament in, and then constantly having to deal with the fact that the dog that I like the most doesn't have the right temperament. It's heartbreaking every time, and it's better to just, you know, kind of cut it out early than it is to let it fester and get in my lines and then have to constantly be making that decision, you know? So that's what I'm going to do. You know, I get a lot of slack because of Blondie. People say, oh, her head type, this and that. But the reality is Blondie has a great temperament, a really great temperament. Very stable dog. She listens just like her mother, does what she's told. She'll just as easily get onto another dog if I say so. And she does so in a very, like even and balanced way. And so that's the kind of temperament that I'm trying to breed into my dogs. So anyway, so it sucks, but that's just the reality of the situation. And so yeah, so so that's what I'm gonna do. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm fixing to go get ready. I'm gonna go see that Joker movie tonight. And yeah, so I hope you guys have a good day. And like I said, if you're interested in Gina, let me know. I wouldn't rehome her if I thought that she was a liability to anyone. I don't. She's a great dog. She's very sweet. She's just not breed quality. The temperament is just not going to cut it for my program. So, yeah. So if you're looking for a dog, she's originally from Serbia. Paid a heck of a lot more for her than what I'm asking, but I do think that she is a pet, and I am asking for a pet price on her. So, anyway, yeah. So, hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll talk at you later. Bye!